Okay, so I just asked ChatGPT to generate a PowerPoint document based on this research document that was created by Perplexity AI. And after that, I got the response back from ChatGPT with this .pptx document. Sure, this is the kind of format that I could use on PowerPoint, but unfortunately, the document that was created by ChatGPT looks very much disappointing. I mean, it is just a bunch of slides with empty background and with some bullet points, and there is no styling, there is no formatting, and the layout on every slide look the same. So this is really strange given that the ChatGPT models are known to be very good at designing a website, but somehow that design capability does not translate on the PowerPoint generation on ChatGPT. And what's fun is that I actually got an offer from ChatGPT to turn that draft into a more visually appealing document, and I said to ChatGPT, sure, why not, but I'm still getting the same looking document. So this is far cry from Gemini that is able to generate a great looking slide deck via Notebook.LM, and they're actually using the image model of Gemini, which is the Nano Banana model, and as you can see, it looks really good. I mean, you can even visualize many things. You can select your own design style, and overall this is the go-to for most people. But actually ChatGPT is able to create a document like this, and maybe even better given that recently they just released a new AI image model that has a near perfect text rendering. So this is one example of a PowerPoint document that was created again by ChatGPT, but this one looks very different. It looks way better, and if you look closely, there is no mistake on the letter and text. And this is actually the same approach that Google used to generate a slide deck in Notebook.LM. But this is not a default or clear capability that you can use right away on ChatGPT. There are a few steps that you need to follow to be able to create a great looking and professional presentation using ChatGPT. So let me show you how you can create a nice looking document like this in ChatGPT. So first, let me just open ChatGPT on my computer. And for this demo, I have this PDF document that talks about OpenAI strategies to win back the AI race. And I actually have downloaded this material to my computer. And now I'm going to upload that document to ChatGPT. Just drag and drop. Now, again, right now we are not trying to generate a PowerPoint document. We just want to create some images that later we can turn into a PowerPoint document. So for that, I will use this prompt, and you can use the same prompt, and you can find it in the description down below. And I'm going to copy this. Okay, let me just paste that. So in the prompt, there are a few things that you can customize. First, by default, in that prompt, it will generate up to 8 images or 8 slides. Now, that number is not just some random number, because that happens to be the maximum limit of the image generation in ChatGPT for one request or one response. So again, at the moment, the limit is 8, but maybe in the future you can generate 15, 20, or even 50 images in one go, but I'll just select 8. And right here, there is a square bracket where you can specify the style that you want to apply to the presentation or to the images. Now, you can describe it however you like, but in this case, I want to use maybe a colorful retro magazine style. Okay. And yeah, that's the only 2 things that you can customize. Now, obviously, you can change the prompt, you can add or remove something, it's up to you, but by default, those are the 2 things that you can customize from my prompt. Now, after that, you have to click this plus button and then select create image, and then you have the option to choose the aspect ratio for the image or for the slide. So for most documents, I think 16:9 is the modern standard, but you can also just use 4:3 or even a vertical presentation if you want to. Now I'll select widescreen 16:9. And for the model, this is very important. You have to switch from instant to thinking. And as far as I know, the thinking model is only available if you're using the paid version or subscription on ChatGPT, meaning that if you are not in the paid plan, then unfortunately you cannot use this feature. Now, when you're done with the resources, with the prompt and also the settings, just send the prompt and just wait for ChatGPT to generate those images. And then later I'll show you how you can convert those images into a PowerPoint slide that you can download and open and of course present it in front of your audience. And I'll be back in a second. Okay, so this is the result. As you can see, I got 8 different images on my ChatGPT chat, and we still need to convert them into a PowerPoint document. So for that, I'm going to use a prompt that looks like this. Let me just go back, and yep, this is the prompt that I use. And don't worry, I'm going to put this prompt as well in the description down below. Okay, let me just copy that and let's paste that right here. Send a message and just wait for ChatGPT to stitch them together into a single .pptx document that later you can use on PowerPoint. You can also upload them into a platform like Google Slides, and of course it is very similar to the Notebook LM implementation, which is basically just a bunch of images being treated as a PowerPoint slide or presentation document. But anyway, I'll just skip about and I'll show you the final result. Alright, so this is the PowerPoint document that was created from those images that were generated earlier. And of course, ChatGPT has a PowerPoint viewer, so you can actually start the presentation directly via ChatGPT. And yeah, I would say the design looks pretty cool. But just like the Gemini Nano Banana model on Notebook LM, you cannot edit the design, you cannot change the text or change the color, because essentially this is a picture. This is not as flexible as a traditional presentation slide. But if you want to be able to modify the slide that was created in this way, then I do recommend to use the magic layers feature in Canva. So you can open canva.com and then you can create a presentation document, and then you can upload the PowerPoint document that was created by ChatGPT earlier, and then you can apply all of them to your presentation in Canva. And here, if you want to use magic layers, you can right click on the slide, click detach image, and then after that you can click let me just delete the placeholder first, and then I'm going to click this image, this slide, click edit, and then click magic layers. So what's going to happen now is that AI will try its best to separate multiple elements that might be visually present on the picture, and then after that you can move them around, you can rotate, you can put it on a different location, you can also remove it completely. It's up to you. It is becoming a more flexible presentation. Now of course this involves a third-party tool, but I would say this is a great compromise given the quality or design that can be generated by the ChatGPT image model. And there you go. So this is the result. It is not exactly the same because Canva has to find the best font that is very close to the text that was used in the image, but I would say this is quite decent. And as you can see, I can move everything around to a different location. I can also remove it, and I can even change the color of certain elements. So these are used to be very difficult if you have to edit the image manually, but using magic layers in Canva, this is becoming a lot more convenient and a lot easier. So I hope you learned something from this video, and if you want to see other cool things that you can do with AI, then you can check out this video up here, and see you there.